They battle for third place between the visiting Lady Monarchs from TMP Marion and Hayes.
Haven't played them yet this year. Kind of nice to play somebody different.
Against our own Lady Lions
out
from
there.
Minneapolis.
TMP's in a hurry to leave, but Minneapolis got a good chance in this
Boy,
game,
we
I
have a
think.
special treat for you this afternoon.
Playing fourth place here today.
TMP's a young team, but they've got some size. They've got some big girls.
The rest of the
They have some
afternoon,
size.
the outstanding Belleville band from Belleville High School under the direction of Mr. Carol Kucher. As always, ladies and gentlemen, the activities here at Minneapolis High School are primarily for the student participants and for the benefit of student learning. As always, these activities are conducted according to the rules of the Kansas State High School Activities Association.
Just a couple minutes away from the starting lineup, Minneapolis will play the TMP Lady Monarchs, third and fourth place.
It looks like Brooke will play for Stephanie, who rolled her ankle 2 nights
Also,
ago
welcome
up here.
the KR92
Little ginger to go today, so Steph setting out. Looks like Brooke will start.
Yeah, it's good to see Steph walking on it. She doesn't have a limp. Hopefully she'll be healed up and back in the lineup pretty quick.
Let's have our starting lineups for this third place championship game. First of all, for the visiting Lady Monarchs of TMP, one of the co-captains this afternoon, number 11, excuse me, a junior, number 20, Andrea Porter. For the Lady Lions of Minneapolis, a senior, number 4, Lindsay Perry. For TMP, a sophomore.
Minneapolis will start their usual 5 with the exception of Brooke Pischel. She's going to take Stephanie Alderson's place in the lineup. As we said earlier, with the rolled ankle the other night, Stephanie going to take the day off.
For TMP, a junior, number 41, Christy Dynas. And for Minneapolis, also a senior, number 15, Alyssa George. For TMP, a junior, number 42, Jessica Schuler. For the Lady Lions, the other co-captain this afternoon, number 32, a senior, Megan Lovengood. And for the Lady Monarchs of TMP, the other co-captain, she's also a sophomore, number 53, Sherry Cole. And for the Lady Lions, a junior, number 44, Mallory Gowen. The Lady Monarchs are coached by head coach Alan Billinger, and he's assisted by Melissa Mizell. The Lady Lions of Minneapolis are coached by John Barrow, and he is helped out on the bench by Dale Henderson and Margaret Maycroft.
They run down from Belleville today, so we should have some pretty good music, maybe at timeout.
Hopefully they'll play at halftime for sure. I don't see too many horns sitting out yet.
For this afternoon, how about a nice hand for our gentleman in the black and white?
Applaud him now, boo him later. Applaud him now, boo him later.
By golly, they do have a little height.
Yeah, they do. Mallory's going to have ups today. We're set for the tip. We're going to re-jump with the 2 centers. No possession there, so there won't be an alternating possession. 2 centers will tip it up again. Minneapolis controls. They get it down right away to Alyssa George. She misses it off the glass. TMP has the board. Minneapolis in their 2-3 zone. They swing the ball. Whoever's got the ball, they pop out and match up. They get it inside. Kick it back outside for a 3, and that's good. Number 35, Sarah Steckline for the Lady Monarchs. It's an open 3.
Pressure by TMP, Minneapolis breaks the timeline. Not too much trouble. They're looking inside. Unless George needs to make that pass and Megan gets there. Kind of hard to do the entry.
Foul charge to number 41, Christine
Telling
Bass.
her where you want
That's
to
her
draw
first
it.
personal
Because the
foul.
person gets
And
in
the first team
position.
foul.
So you need to make that pass a little quicker there, I think.
Inbounds pass deflected by TMP and hits the blue line. It'll be Minneapolis to inbound again.
Good job by Mal not to go after that ball. It was tipped by, and there's no one there.
Alyssa takes a step in and then takes a quick step back out. Lindsay lets the ball go and it's out of bounds. Turn over to the Monarchs. Megan Livengood controls the board on a missed shot by TMP. Minneapolis bring the ball down the other way. Get it to the top of key to Mallory. Passes over to the left wing to Alyssa George. Looking for the cutters. Alyssa puts it on the floor and she's going to drive and she's fouled and it's going to count.
That's the one I'm talking about. That's the one right at the back. She hits that one and one, I think. Foul because she went up for it. Count the basket.
Nice penetration by Alyssa on that drive. She gets down low.
Fouls on number 42, Jessica Schuler, her first personal foul. At the line, Alyssa.
That'll be good ones to get in foul trouble too with the height. Alyssa's free throw attempt is off. TMP controls the board. We're going to get a trap here by the Lady Lions right here at half court. Mallory, good block out, nice seal. She goes up and gets a good board. Lindsay brings it across the timeline. Mallory with good durable penetration. The ball's blocked. TMP brings it back the other way. Early in the first quarter, TMP with a 3-2 lead. They drop it inside number 42. That ball's going to go to Minneapolis. Should have went to Minneapolis on the out of bounds. Looked like it was tipped out by number 53, but they say it's TMP ball. Denis with a nice short 6-foot jump shot, and it's up and in. Lindsey Perry brings the ball down the floor. Megan in a little bit of trouble if she gets it over the top to Lindsay. We'll set the offense. Alyssa George with the ball at the top of the key. Alyssa George going to be whistled for an illegal screen. Be Alyssa's first foul.
Foul is on number 15, Alyssa George, her first personal foul, and the first Lion team foul.
Ladies, when they set them picks, are going to have to come set. We have a lot of fouls called on moving screens. Lindsay applies a little pressure. She brings it up the floor. She gets a skip pass down inside. Megan with good position and picks off the rebound. Minneapolis swings it over to the left side. Lindsay has it on the wing. They get to drop it inside to Mallory, who kicks it back out to Alyssa. Alyssa with the ball on the left wing. She dribbles into the lane, drops the pass down. Mallory goes up. She's fouled, but no call. They're going to get Dinas for her second foul. She comes over the back of Mallory, who had good position on that rebound.
Foul is on number 41, Christy Dinas. That's her second personal foul. And the third team foul. Into the lineup.
Jordan Crossan comes in the lineup, takes Megan Livengood's place.
Senior Adrian Ernest. And into the game for Minneapolis, number 22, freshman Jordan Crossan.
Nice pass. Nice pass by Lindsey Perry to get that ball down low. Mallory takes a nice step in, puts it off the glass, and we're going to have an and one.
The foul is charged to number 35, Sarah Stepline. That's her first personal foul and the fourth team foul. At the line, Mallory going.
Chance here to tie it at 5.
Free throw attempts hard off the rim, but Brooke Pischel controls the board. She goes up, puts it off the glass, and it's in. Jordan Crossan there with good defensive presence. We get a tie-up, and it's going to be TMP's ball. Jessa Perry comes into the ball game for Lady Lions. She takes Brooke Pischel's place.
And into the lineup for the Lady Lions, number 21, sophomore Jessa Perry.
Another turnover by Lady Monarchs. Minneapolis will bring it back the other way. TMP looking inside, and they got the ball into their post player. She kicks it back down low, and it goes off Dana's hand out of bounds. Dodged a big one there. Lady Lions break the pressure. We're going to set up the offense. Jess Perry with the ball at the top of the key. Mallory pops out. She drops a pass off to her. Perry up with a little jump shot off the glass. Count it, and she'll go to the line and she'll shoot one. Nice step in.
That's her second personal foul and the fifth team foul. Back in the game, Minneapolis Brooke Pischel. At the line, Lindsey Perry.
Lindsey's free throw attempt is good.
There's no full-court pressure. We got a little quickness up front. I like that.
Number 23, sophomore Megan Schneider.
They get Jessa Perry with the foul call, but I didn't know the ball went off the TMP Monarch's foot. There was no hand involved. Jessa drops down and covers up the post player as she comes across the lane. We got a walk on the post. Another turnover for the Monarchs. Minneapolis to inbound. Minneapolis with a 9-5 lead, 2:31 to go in the first period. Jordan gets the ball into Lindsey, and she brings it across the timeline. That's twice now, and no call.
Don't give up on the girls that are trapped right there. She's right on them, I think. She hadn't carried the timeline.
Now, how can that be traveling on a loose ball? There was no possession on the rebound. That cannot be traveling.
And back on the court for Minneapolis.
Good.
Her knees were solid on the ground to me.
Good hustle by the Lady Lions. That's going to be Jess's second quick foul.
foul is called on number 21, Jessica Perry, her second personal foul. 13 foul.
I think Mal lost a little skin down there.
Mallory with a good rebound off the side of the rim.
Good help defense down there. Someone got a hand in on that ball. She just couldn't go up with it.
Oh, Mallory didn't look back when she threw that pass. TMP puts up a three. That was Andrea Carver for the Lady Monarchs. She scores the three. Cuts the Minneapolis lead to 1 to 9-8. Jordan with good hand to bring that ball back across half court so she doesn't get the back court call. Minneapolis extends their lead to 3, 11-8. We're under a minute to go in the first period. Jordan Crossland's nice help defense there. Denis goes around, she scores. Ball's off TMP. Minneapolis to inbound.
Into the game for TMP, number 23, Megan Schlegler. And back in the lineup for Minneapolis, Megan Livengood and Lindsay Perry.
41 seconds to go in the period. Minneapolis bringing the ball down. Brooke Pischel has the ball. She kicks it down to Alyssa, who pops it back out to Lindsay. Nice move by Alyssa to get free there. We have a jump ball, and that's going to stay with Minneapolis on the tie-up. Nice heads-up play by Alyssa to get in there and grab that.
Nice jump down. That big girl's blocked a few shots down there, but even though.
She looks like she's getting winded, though. It seemed like a pretty quick 5 count to me. Minneapolis 11-10 lead, 15 seconds to go in the quarter. Lions in a 2-3 defense. And the Lady Monarchs don't get a shot off as time expires in the end of the one period. Coach Henderson's trying to get an explanation on why that was not an illegal pick by the TMP Lady Monarchs there. His girls getting called for the same thing that they just got away with. He got the explanation, but I don't know if it was to his satisfaction or not.
I don't think it was mine. That was a 3-second count down there on Lynn's, and then they had a moving string, and the girl standing there with her arms across the chest. And my notion, that's not a moving string. Feet are planted, and they're there.
TMP will have.
Shut this microphone off again.
TMP will have the ball to inbound, start the second quarter. Perry, George, Crossan, Livengood, and Pischel start the second quarter for the Lady Lions. 2-3 zone defense.
TMP does have a couple girls that can shoot the 3-ball. They're getting a couple already.
Nice cover up by Brooke on that. She come from the weak side for help. Hurdle steps in and hits a 10-footer for the Monarchs, give them a 12-10 lead, 12-11 lead. George with a nice dribble move to the basket. She puts a little 6-footer up in the lane, and it's good.
Nice drive the bucket by George. Got it right over the top of that tall girl.
Seeing a lot better movement with the Lions today than we seen the other night. Nice hand, too, by Alyssa on defense for the turnover. Official's got the ball. She's bringing it down. She hits Perry down low, and there should be and is a foul called on number 53, Hurdle.
Foul is on number 53, Sarah Hurdle. That's her first personal foul. Lindsay Perry will go to the line. And now before a timeout called by TMP.
That foul will put Lindsay Perry on the line shooting 2 as we come out of when we come out of the timeout.
Inside, but not too much.
Back of the game for TMP for 35.
She goes 6'2".
Sarah Stetline.
I think every bit of that. So Lindsay at the line shooting 2. First attempt is up. Rolls in and out. Second free throw is good. Perry puts pressure on the ball. They throw a pass clear across court that is way out of reach of the TMP. We need to keep that pressure up too. I think we can rattle these ladies if we keep that pressure up. Minneapolis on turnover. Pressure stays on. Hurdle got away underneath. Nobody's seen her. They drop one in down low to her, and she scores the tying basket, 14 all. Alyssa George with a shot, comes off front of the rebound. TMP controls the board. Mallory running beside TMP trying to pick the ball off. She gets called for the foul with a push.
Mallory Goa, her first personal foul, and the 14th foul for the Lady Lions.
TMP spots up for another 3. Mallory comes off the rebound. Score's tied, 14 all, 5:50 to go in the half. Jump shot, the free throw line by Mallory's good.
Monarchs with a couple of three-pointers here early, but here lately they haven't connected, so that's good.
They're looking inside. Minneapolis doing a good job blocking that off. Ball goes to the floor. Minneapolis gets a tie up, and it'll be Minneapolis ball. Crossan and Jessa Perry check in for the Lady Lions. Pischel and Livengood come out.
And for the Lady Monarchs, number 44, Jenna Mayers, a sophomore. And number 50, Adrian Murvis, back in the game.
Full court pressure by the Lady Monarchs. Perry with the dribble, she gets around it. She brings it across the half-court line, drops in the lane for a nice little jump shot, and it's good. Let's keep it up. 18-14. 18-14, Minneapolis leads, 5 minutes to go in the half. Another three-point attempt on the way by the Monarchs. Alyssa George with a good rebound. She's fouled from behind by number 50, Adrienne Mermis. That'll put Alyssa George on the line shooting 1-1.
Her first personal foul, and that's the 17th foul on TMP. We'll put Minneapolis in the bonus. Alyssa George steps to the line. Checking in for TMP, number 23.
Nothing but net, second to follow. Second throw's good. Brooke Peschel checks in for Alyssa George. Alyssa just with that nice rebound down there. Oh, almost had that ball picked off the top. Lady Lions control the board. Perry's going to go around. She's going to bring it across half court again. Kicks it over to Jordan Crossan, who swings it to Peschel. Perry on the little jump shot. Going to be a tie up, and it'll be TMP ball.
Got blocked, didn't it, that shot?
Yeah, Jess's little jumper there, they got a hand on it, and it was partially blocked. Hawk that ball. George set to check back in for the Lady Lions. Nice hands by Jordan Crossan straight up. She gets the block on there. She tries to get out of the traffic there, puts the ball on the floor, it goes off TMP foot, Minneapolis to inbound. It's good defensive stand there by Jordan Crossan, going straight up in the air. She got the block on the ball.
Yeah, a little shaky, but we got it over.
Brooke runs it down. Nice drive by Alyssa George. Alyssa will go to the line to shoot two.
The foul is charged to number 42, Jessica Schuler. That's her second personal foul, and the 8th team foul. At the line, Alyssa George.
First free throw attempts off.
Into the lineup for TMP, number 41, Christy Dias.
Lions look to increase that 6-point lead with Alyssa with another free throw attempt. Throw is up. Mallory steps in, gets the rebound, puts it back up in for two.
Mallory made sure that one was in. That was definitely a nice shot.
Good hustle step across the lane to get that board too. They kick it over the wing to Dinas, who tosses it back out front, and they swing it back to the right side. That ball's out of bounds. Minneapolis to inbound.
Really a nice job on that big girl inside. Almost equalized.
Jordan with some good minutes in there for the Lady Lions. Minneapolis gets the ball inbounds.
Travel. Didn't bring it down fast enough.
Quarterback needs to throw a lead pass on that. Not sure if that was supposed to go to Alyssa or across the floor to Lindsay. Another three ball by Monarchs. And it's going to be a tie-up, and we're going to go the other way. Minneapolis with the possession arrow.
3 minutes left here in the first half.
Timeout, TMP Lady Monarchs.
Timeout on the floor. TMP with timeout. Minneapolis leading 22-14. Rick, girls that are showing signs of aggressiveness. Jordan Crossan with some good minutes inside on 6-1. Matching up well with her.
And I'll tell you what, if we would have this aggressiveness that they showed this first half every game, it's pretty amazing. The girls are looking good.
Aggressiveness and confidence.
Yeah, they look like they're sure about what they're doing.
Yep. A lot different looking team than they've been all year. I like it.
They're attacking the board well, and every ball they're contesting every loose ball. Just need to keep that up. So Minneapolis inbound, go the length of the floor. TMP with full court pressure. And we're going up and going to shoot 2. That's going to be number 2 on 53. How was that not an intentional? Well, it couldn't have been intentional. She was going for the block on the ball.
That was on number 53, Sarah Hurdle, her second personal foul.
Nice pass by Alyssa George. First throw is just short off the front of the rim. One more attempt on the way. Alyssa George picks up the loose ball that went off the feet. Mallory hustles down and tips it away from her. Minneapolis head back the other direction.
Nice job by Megan to track that ball down after Mal tipped it down.
There's Lindsay with the dribble drive in the lane. Mallory is fouled by number 53. That's going to be her 3rd, and she's going to probably come out of the ball game.
The foul is charged to number 53, Sarah Hurdle. That's her 3rd personal. And TMP back. Minneapolis goes to the double bonus. Now we go at the line. Sarah Stanline coming in for the Lady Lions.
Stay in there.
Good hustle by the Lady Lions on that last play. Second attempt on its way, and it's good. Get the trap on right there. She crosses halfway. Oh, nice defense by Brooks. She steps in front of her, but her foot was on the line as she slid past. She stepped in front and took away that ball, though. 2.5 minutes to go in the half. Minneapolis with 24-14 lead. They kick it inside to the big gal. She drops it back out to the wing, but Denis was cutting to the goal, and that ball goes out of bounds. Turnover to the Lady Lions.
Lynn's just about got trapped there. Nice range. It was a good one by Megan.
Good give and go. Megan's got to be ready to pick that ball up. That bounce pass comes in. She's got to be ready for that. That was a nice looking give and go on the Lions' part. He's kicking around back up top, Steck line. Mallory Goeth comes down with the board. Lady Lions control. Perry cross timeline over on the right wing. Kicks it back out the top of the key. Official calls the traveling violation on Mallory. A turnover.
TMP post still in there with 3 fouls on a minute 36 left here in first half.
Taking a big gamble. If it was me, I'd be trying. I'd be looking for it.
Maybe she can play softly. She's doing a good job pointing up on her 3-point shooter. TMP gets it inside deep. Minute left here in the first half.
Jordan with good work down low. Lindsay backs it back out on the left wing, kicks it back out to top to George. Hands it off to Perry. She brings it around the center of the floor. Brooks steps out on the right side. TMP got a hand in there and knocked the ball away. Brooke chasing it down. She touches it last, it goes out of bounds. 30 seconds to go in the half. Minneapolis 24-16 lead. Steckline looking at a three. She gives it up. They drop it inside. Minneapolis. How about a foul call there? And that's the half, folks.
Almost been in the fourth foul right there on the block on that.
That was a big gamble by them.
Two baskets there late in the second quarter to cut the lead down to 7.
Mr. Kutcher, the gym is
First half
yours.
by Lady Lions, 24 points. I've seen games where they didn't score that the whole game. So.
Well, against Russell the other night, we only scored 26. We'll be back with second half action.
No, I'm telling you, that's what a band's supposed to sound like.
Danny, when I come up here, that's what a band would sound like in this gym.
Yeah.
Think how big of an advantage that'd be if we had a band.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Yeah, Mike has to go to Salina for, he's got a ball game there. One time he was thinking about not going due to the weather, but he's left.
Between the Lady Monarchs of TMP and the Lady Lions coming up in just a few seconds. Also, lots more music from the Belleville Pep Band coming up throughout the afternoon.
Yeah, I told their director a couple of years ago, say, if you ever get a CD out, you let me know.
Oh, I can remember going up there, you know, years ago in football. It's like going to college.
Yeah. Yeah.
Starting the second half for the Lady Monarchs from TMP, number 23, Schneider, number 35, Steckline, number 41, Dynas, number 42, Schuler, and number 53.
Minneapolis will start the same way they started the game, and the Lady Lions will have the ball to inbound to start the half. 24-18, Minneapolis leads. Nobody for the Lady Lions in foul trouble. Jess Perry is the only one with 2. And we have 2 other gals with 1. They get the ball into Alyssa George. She drives the lane, turns it over, steps in, tries to drop pass down to Mallory. The ball's picked off by TMP, and they head back the other way. Minneapolis sets up in the 2-3 zone. TMP drops it down low, and we got a tie-up, and that ball's going to stay with TMP on the alternate possession. Nice hustle, cover-up defense by the Lady Lions. They dropped another person or 2 down on there, triple team that big, tall hurdle gal for TMP. They get it inside. Hurdle with the toe on the line, or check that. That was Steckline with the toe on the line, and it's just a 2. 24-20, Minneapolis. We're going to get a blocking foul by number 53, and that's going to be her 4th foul of the ball game. I'm afraid she's going to have to come out right now. Less than a minute into the half, Hurdle picks up her 4th personal.
53, Sarah Hurdle, that's her 4th personal foul. And the first team foul for TMP in the second half. Checking in for the Lady Monarchs, number 20, Andrea Carter, and number 50, Adrian Hermes.
Brooke Pischel is going to be whistled for the foul as she was going for the loose ball.
The foul is charged to number 10, Brooke Pischel, her first personal foul. And also the Lady Lions' second half foul.
TMP with the ball, and they trail by 4, 24-20. They swing it to Dinas on the left side, back to the top. Just drop it back down to Dinas. She sets up for a long 2 that sails over the rebound, or the backboard, and Lindsey Perry comes away with a long rebound. Brooke Pischel almost runs over Lindsay, but Lindsay does a good job keeping her pivot foot there to avoid the traveling violation. Nice give and go. Nice give and go. Megan Livengood with a fake pass, and Brooke drops down, takes a bounce pass, puts it off the glass for 2. TMP's looking inside. Minneapolis covering that inside up. They're just swinging it around the perimeter. Drop it down to the baseline. Back out the top of the key. Swing it to the left side, outside. They get it inside, kick it back out. Minneapolis covers up that post real well. That should be a traveling violation, but we're going to get a foul called on Megan Livengood, I believe, on a reach in. No, that foul's going to be called on Alyssa George.
George, her second personal foul, second team foul. Into the lineup for the Lady Monarchs, number 44, Jenna Mayers.
Mayers checks into the lineup for TMP. Minneapolis doing a good job of defending that. 3-point shot goes up and it's off the rim. Dinas throws one up. Minneapolis come down with the rebound. That's going to be a foul called on Brooke Peschel. She needs to go for the ball, not go for the ankle. Could have been a good takedown.
Fouls on number 10, Brooke
See the
Peschel.
wrestling mat there.
Her second personal foul. And number Lady Lion team foul.
Lions need to take care of that ball when they get that down low. Make the good pass. They work a back door off the Lady Lions defense, and they sneak it in there, and Monarchs put it off the glass for 2. Where's the foul? That should be, and it's called on number 35, Steckline.
Fouls on number 35, Sarah Steckline, her third personal and second team foul.
Minneapolis to inbound, there's going to be man-to-man pressure.
Checking in for TMP.
Number 23, Katie Gottschalk, checks in for Steckline. Steckline picks up her third personal. Lindsey Perry breaks free. She's going to get fouled. She'll go to the line. She'll shoot 2. Nice look on the inbounds pass by Alyssa George as Lindsey breaks to the basket.
The foul is charged to number 23,
doing those things earlier in the year.
First personal foul.
Makes it so
And
much
at the line for
more exciting to
Minneapolis.
watch.
Yeah, they're running some good plays, and they're making them work. Lindsey's first free throw attempt dips in and out.
And I bet they're shooting at least 50%.
At halftime, they were right at 50. They were 6 of 12 from the line.
That helps too.
Lindsey's second throw is up, bounces around, it's off. Brooke was awful close to getting a third personal there. TMP drops it down on the right baseline. They kick it back out top the key. They kick it inside. Denis goes across the lane, and Lindsey Perry is going to be called for the reach-in. That'll be Lindsey's first foul.
13 foul. 14
That was charged to Lindsey Perry, number 4. That's her first personal foul.
Monarchs have 3.
Now, one thing the ladies didn't do in the first half was foul. TMP never did get in the one-on-one bonus. Minneapolis ended the first half with only 4 team fouls, and so far in not quite half a quarter, they've already picked up their 4th team foul of the second half. Number 42 steps up. She takes an unguarded 14-footer and draws nothing but net.
2.
Mallory goes up, puts it in for 2 off a nice feed by Brooke Peschel.
Attack the basket. I like it.
Brooke Peschel with a steal, and she's headed the other way. And she's going to get fouled. She'll go to the line. She'll shoot 2. Good hustle by Brooke on that. Stepped in front of that pass, stole it, goes length to the floor, and she's fouled.
At the line for Minneapolis, Brooke Peschel.
That'll be TMP's 4th team foul. Brooke's first free throw attempts off the side of the rim. So Jessa Perry and Jordan Crossan come in for the Lady Lions. Alyssa George and Megan Livengood will take a seat. 1 free throw left for Brooke. This attempt's on the way. It doesn't draw iron. It'll be a turnover. TMP will inbound.
Substitutions for the Lady Monarchs.
Minneapolis going to put a little pressure on.
Sarah Steckline, number 35.
Jessica Perry comes
And
in.
Adrian Mermis, number 50.
Jessa Perry can hawk that ball. She does a good job of it. TMP they didn't break the press none too either. We're in a trap right here. It should have been a 5-second call. They're going to call Brooke Peschel for the foul. That's going to be her 3rd foul.
The foul's charged to number 10, Brooke Peschel. That's her 3rd personal foul.
And quickly, Alyssa George up off the bench for the Lady Lions, and she's going to take Brooke's place. Brooke with 3 flat personals.
15 foul on the Lions, 4 on the Lady Monarchs.
That's good hustle by Brooke. She just needs to keep it up, just be a little more careful on that when she goes to attack that ball.
Nice block by, who was that in there?
We got a walking violation.
I think that was Lindsey Perry put the block.
I think she did get a hand on that. Almost stuck the ball in between the rim and the backboard. TMP pressuring. George gets the ball into Jessa Perry, and she crosses the timeline. She kicks it over to the top to Lindsey. Lindsey dribbles, shoot from the free throw line. It's off. TMP controls the board, and we're going to get a jump ball. Minneapolis to control. Lady Lions are attacking every loose ball. Minneapolis to inbound under their own basket. They get it in low to Mallory. She goes up, and we're going to get a foul called. It looked like Mr. Herman was going to call the foul, and after he heard the awes over here on this side, he decided to call traveling. Minneapolis has switched into a 1-3-1 zone. We got Lindsey Perry going to run the baseline. Jessa Perry out front hawking the ball. TMP skips it over to the right side, kicks it into the lane. Back out to the right side. 42 steps up for a shot, and it's off the rim. Jordan Crossan with a nice rebound for the Lady Lions. She gets it over to Alyssa George on the side. She's coming up the floor. Crosses the timeline, gets it back into Lindsey Perry's hand. We'll set the offense. Lindsey brings it over to the left side to Alyssa George out on the wing. Mallory comes down, sets a pick. Alyssa goes in. Tapped away but controlled by the Lady Lions. Coach Darrow up with the 30-second timeout. 28-24, Minneapolis leads with 2:42 to go in the third period.
Continue to play good, smart ball.
Playing some tough defense on that. Yep. Down there on those big gals. They've got Sari Hurdle, TMP's big gal, in trouble or foul trouble with 4. She picked it up right at the start of the first or second half, and she's been on the bench ever since. Steckline, who's a good shooter for the Lady Monarchs, she's come out with 3 fouls, but I believe she's back in now.
Another super sophomore, the same height as Hurdle.
Yeah, they've got some big gals. Number 44 is every bit as, she's probably 6 foot, 6'1". Minneapolis will inbound on the side goal. They're going to pressure the inbound and set up the man-to-man. Bounce pass into Perry. Slapped across the arm. George goes up. She's fouled by number 50. She'll go to the line. She'll shoot 2 free throws.
Team foul 5 on the Monarchs. Even the fouls up.
The foul's on number 42.
Minneapolis needs to make these free throws. They've been to the line quite a bit today. Alyssa's first free throw attempt's good. Alyssa's second free throw's up and on its way, and it's good too. Minneapolis going to pressure the ball up court. They bring it down, kick it across. As soon as that ball's tipped, Minneapolis needs to go after that. Ooh, and we're going to get a blocking call on Alyssa George. That'll be her 3rd personal.
She kind of stuck that knee out there.
Kind of hard to hide that. TMP inbounds. 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. They spot up for a 3. Alyssa George with the rebound. One official signaled the ball goes to white, and the other official says, no, the ball is white. Anyway, Minneapolis will retain possession. Brooke Pischel with the ball, kicks across half court to Jessa Perry. Jessa brings it back out to Lindsey. We're going to set the offense. They kick it across to Brooke. Jordan Crossan has it down low. She's going to send it back out to Lindsey, and we'll set the offense again. Skip it over to Mallory at the top of the key. Looking for the cutters. Crossan comes up, takes the pass. Fisher rolls off, she dribbles into the lane, she takes a shot off the glass, but there's Crossan to pick up the rebound. Jordan loses the ball out of her hand, and TMP takes over. 30-24, Minneapolis, minute 30 to go in third quarter. TMP with the ball at the top of the key. Swings it over to the right side. Steck line for three, and it's nothing but net. That closes the gap in a hurry. Cuts that 6-point lead in half. Minneapolis gets the ball across the timeline. Bring it back out front to Lindsey Perry. Brooke Pischel's just been whistled for her fourth foul.
Steck line applied real good pressure there on defense.
That'll put TMP at the line shooting a 1-on-1 bonus. Megan Livengood set to come back in the game to replace Pischel. Brooke with some hustle and aggressiveness out there, just a little too aggressive and getting called for the reach in and grab. Steck line at the line shooting 1-on-1. First attempt's good. That brings TMP to within 2, 30-28. Second free throw's good. Minneapolis with a 1-point lead.
In the game now for the Lady Monarchs.
Perry's going to bring the ball up all by herself. Minneapolis with the ball out front, looking for cutters. And Crossan goes over and sets a pick. We're going to get a 3-second call against the Lady Lions. Costly turnover with a 1-point lead. TMP inbounds the ball. They have TMP with the ball on the wing, kicks it back over across court, over to the left wing. Back out the top, swing it to the right side. They're looking inside. They drop it inside in the lane, kick it back out to left. TMP with another three. That Steck line, she's hit 2 in a row now, and that one was 4 or 5 feet beyond the arc.
Well, they couldn't hit it for a while, now they're on.
Luckily for the Lady Lions, traveling violation because she got that ball down low. TMP with a 32-30 lead, 2 seconds to go in the quarter. Minneapolis does not get a shot off. Eight-point swing there. Minneapolis holding a 24-18 lead at half. Now they trail 32-30.
How many points did we have at half?
24.
Output went down that quarter, didn't it? TP's playing better defense. They're stepping it up.
Minneapolis hasn't slowed down on the defensive end. It's the offense. The offense kind of hit a little lull right now. Looks like Alyssa George is going to come back in to start the fourth quarter. She'll spell Jordan Crossan. Minneapolis with a couple gals in foul trouble. Brooke Pischel on the bench with 4. Alyssa George with 3. As Minneapolis take the floor, TMP will have the ball to start the quarter. Lions are going to set up in 2-3 zone.
Into the game during the timeout for Minneapolis. Number 15, Alyssa George. And 14.
Hurdle for TMP is checked back into the lineup. TMP throws up another 3, long rebound, and Lindsey Perry covers that one up. Hurdle back in for the Lady Monarchs. She's got 4 fouls. I believe I'd be looking to get the ball down low and take And they do. They drop the ball down low, but it goes off a TMP defender, Minneapolis, to inbound under their own basket. I believe I'd get that ball down low and I'd work number 53 over and try and get her out of the ball game. Over the top pass, not quite. Oh, and Alyssa reaches in and she picks up her 4th personal. That over the top pass just wasn't quite deep enough and it was picked off by Dinas. Brooke Eckert set to check in for the Lady Lions, and she'll take Alyssa George's spot. Alyssa comes to the bench with 4 fouls. Dinas to go to the line shooting a 1-on-1. First attempt is off. We're going to get a violation on the shooter as she crossed free throw line before the ball hit the rim. Minneapolis will get the ball on the turnover.
I'll take it.
Megan Livengood to trigger it in for the Lions. Toss it up over the top to Lindsey Perry, and Lindsey comes around. They get it across court to Eckert. Livengood back out to Perry. Minneapolis with quite a bit smaller lineup in right now. As Livengood pops out the top. Goa steps in for a little jump shot, and it's blocked by 53. Mallory needs to get a head fake on her, get her up in the air, and then take that shot. Lindsey Perry is going to inbound it for Minneapolis under their own goal.
We're fortunate there.
Very much so. Jess Perry steps in for a shot. It's short. TMP controls the rebound. We're going to get a 3-second call on Lady Monarchs. Turn it over to the Lady Lions.
Substitutions for the Lady Monarchs: Jessica Schuler and Jenna Mayers.
TMP with pressure on the ball again.
I hope the audience recognizes there hasn't been a whole lot of complaining about the referees today. They've been calling a good game.
They have. They've called a really good game.
Both ways.
Megan can't stick that ball in front there at the defender and let her have it. Nice drop down pass by Mallory to Lindsey Perry under the bucket. Lindsey goes up, takes it off the glass, and she's going to have an and one. Lindsey Perry to the line shooting one free throw, and it is good. Ties the score. No, it shouldn't be tied. It should put Minneapolis ahead, 33-32. Somebody needs to pop out on Steckline, because if they leave her unguarded, she will shoot that three. They drop it inside, and there's Perry. She picks it off. She's going to go the other way. She puts it off the glass, but Mallory's there for the rebound. Megan needs to put that ball back up in the air. Nice hustle by Jessa Perry to tap that ball. Mallory bring the big gal out and take a drive on her. Maybe she pick up that fifth foul. They get it into Eckert, and Eckert spots up, and she hits the two.
Well, that's another thing we've still added. We've had some good substitutions come in and contribute.
Played well. The girls have come in and done everything they needed to do. Ball slapped by Perry. She gets a hand on it, but they pick it back off. TMP with the ball out top. Steckline has it. She swings it over to the left side, kicks it inside to Hurdle. Hurdle tries to drop it down low. Mallory Goa steps in, picks that off. Minneapolis headed the other way. Lindsey crossed the timeline down to Jessa Perry. Jessa looking inside to Megan. Kick it back out to the top, swing it over to Brooke. Over to Lindsey Perry on the right side. Jessa Perry steps out. She takes a pass from Lindsey. Over to Eckert. They kick it inside, back out to Mallory on the baseline. Mallory's going to go on a drive, She's got the ball, jump ball. It'll be TMP ball. Mallory's doing a good job driving her defender to the basket. She needs to use a head fake, get her up off her feet, and then go up. 35-32 Minneapolis, 4:20 left to go in the game. Steckline with the ball on the right wing, takes it down to the baseline. They kick it inside to Hurdle. Hurdle tosses up a shot, and it doesn't hit nothing. But TMP covers up the rebound. They kick it back out top and reset the offense. Need to watch the weak side. Hurdle from the free throw line is off the glass. Megan Livengood with the rebound. Jess Perry has the ball for the Lady Lions. She's bringing it up the floor. She gets across the timeline. Brings it out top to Megan Livengood, who swings it over to the right side to Brooke Eckert. TMP gets a hand on it. Lindsay Perry with good hustle from the backside. She taps that ball away. She catches it with both feet on the blue line. It'll be TMP ball into their own basket.
Great effort.
Pischel's coming back in for the Lady Lions. She's going to take Brooke Eckert, who give us Minneapolis a couple good minutes there. Pischel comes back in the lineup. She's got 4 fouls. She's going to have to watch herself. Steckline spots for 3, and it's hard off the side, but TMP controls the rebound. Hurdle drives. She pulls in the defense, and she drops it off to number 44, who makes a nice little chipper off the glass. Brings the Lady Monarchs to within 1, 35-34. We're going to get a foul called on number 42. That'd be Jessica Schuler, as she slaps it. Brooke Pischel. That'll put Brooke on the line shooting a 1-on-1.
17 fouls, so we got a 1-on-1 foul.
For Minneapolis in the bonus. At the line is Brooke Pischel.
Need all these.
For TMP,
if they're going to allow us an opportunity to score, we need to do that. Pischel's free throw attempt is up, and it's good. (36-34) Lions. Brooke's second throw, and it's good.
All right. 37-34, 3:05 to go in the game.
So it's going to be important, Dale, to make them free throws down the stretch.
Definitely. Very crucial.
We're looking to get the ball inside to Hurdle, and Minneapolis doing a good job of denying that. They drop it down low to... Couldn't have defended it any better. They did everything they could and not foul. Hurdle puts it in for 2, and TMP's back to within 1, 37-36. 2.5 minutes to go in the game. Jess Perry with the ball at the top of the key, swings it over to the left side to Pischel. Pischel back out front to Perry. Lindsay Perry throws it over to Jess Perry. Looking inside. Mallory steps up top of the key. She's going to go on the drive. That's going to be a tie-up. Minneapolis will have the ball on the alternate possession. You got 30-second timeout called by Coach Darrow.
37-36, 2:16 to go in the game.
Ladies have showed some good hustle all day long today. An aggressive defense. Much more aggressive offense than they've been playing lately.
Real pleasure to watch.
By the Ottawa County 4-H Junior Leaders Group. I think there's 3 cakes and plate brownies out there.
It's been nice to see, even though TMP made a run there in the third quarter. The ladies haven't buckled. They lost the lead, but they've come back and taken it again and hanging in there.
Look for the inbound pass. Mallory going to wrap around. We're going to hit a bounce pass right there on the floor. We got a warning on TMP crossing the plane of the inbound. The next time if they do that, it'll be a technical foul on TMP. We're going to switch up that that inbound play. Minneapolis with the turnover. TMP to inbound. Coming up on 2 minutes to go in the game. Hurdle with the ball at the top of the key. She kicks to the outside. Steckline swings it over top of the key, back into Hurdle. Cross court pass to Steckline for a three, and it's good. That's going to give TMP a 39-37 lead.
Minneapolis.
1:40 left to go in the game. TMP takes a 39-37 lead. Coach Darrell calls the timeout. He sees something he wants to talk about. We'll see what come up with out of the timeout.
They're scoring way above our average too.
Yeah, I mean, we did 37 points. That'd be a 4 overtime game usually.
Hopefully signs of good things to come, folks, no matter how this game comes out.
If they can keep that aggressiveness that they've been carrying all through the game.
It'd be nice the way to close out the second half of the league season.
Okay, Minneapolis inbound during the timeout. Alyssa George checks in for the Lady Lions. She's on the floor with 4 fouls also, her and Brooke. Brooke will trigger it in for the Lady Lions. We have pressure by the Monarchs. We get it inbounds to Lindsey Perry. Lindsey crosses the timeline. Over to the left wing to Alyssa George. Live and good sets the pick, looking for the pick and roll, but it's not there. Official steps out, takes it from George, has the ball at the top of the key. We'll reset the offense, swings it over to the right side to Perry. Perry with a dribble drive. We're going to get number 5 called on 53. That'll put Mallory at the line, shooting 2.
Too bad that didn't go in, but it was blocked. With the foul.
Fouls on number 53, Sari Hurdle.
I'm just saying that girl played a long time with 4 fouls in this half.
Played the entire fourth quarter.
Well, didn't she get that?
She come in early, late in the third. Yeah, less than a minute, like 40 seconds into the half. Okay, Minneapolis at the line shooting 2, and these are 2 critical free throws we got to have. Mallory's first attempt is off the back of the rim. Second free throw attempt's good.
She'll replace.
Checking in for Minneapolis, number 21, Jessica Perry.
Lions put on the press here, trailing 39-38.
Mallory needs to slide her feet and get over there in front of her instead of running beside her to set that screen.
Number 44, Mallory Goa, that's her second personal foul.
1-and-1 coming up.
At the line for TMP, Sarah Steckline.
That'll put Steckline at the line shooting a 1-and-1. Steckline, pretty good shooter. Minneapolis be a little more selective with the people they foul. Steckline shots up, throws up and in. Makes it a 2-point lead, 40-38. TMP. Second free throw attempt is hard off the rim, and Alyssa George has a rebound for the Lady Lions. Lindsey Perry with the ball. She crosses the timeline. Man-to-man defense by TMP Lady Monarchs. Coach Darrell calls a full timeout.
Replace Mopo's player down in, take out an extra guard.
Yeah, Megan's going to take Jessa Perry's position.
I'm sure if he has the opportunity to bring Jessa back in for the pressure at defense, he'll do so.
Coach Darrell drawing it up for the Lady Lions. We've got 1 minute and 58.1 seconds. Less than a minute to go in the game. Minneapolis trails 40-38. The Lions will take the floor and they'll have the ball on the inbounds on the side. Lindsey Perry to trigger it in for the ladies. Get it into Pischel. Gets it back over to Perry. Lindsey at the top, sets the offense. Mallory follows her shot and she goes over the back. She's going to be whistled for the foul. Her third personal. That's going to put Murmas on the line, shooting two, as Minneapolis has now committed their 10th foul. That'll be the double bonus for the Lady Monarchs. Her first free throw's up and off. Lions need to block out on this free throw attempt, so if the ball's off the rim, they get the rebound. 40.9 seconds to go, trailing by 2. That one was hit the front, then the back, and then fell in. That's a 3-point lead for the TMP Lady Monarchs. .25 seconds to go in the game. They swing it to the side. George with the ball. She throws up a shot. We're going to get a tie-up, but the ball is going to stay with TMP. Perry's going to check in. Perry's going to check in for Livengood.
Timeout, TMP.
I think that post player for TMP wanted to put up her dukes there against Alyssa for the second.
The last 14.7 seconds of the game, Minneapolis trails 41-38. TMP to have the ball, have to go the length of the floor. Minneapolis is going to pressure.
Substitution for Minneapolis, Jessa Perry, and for TMP, Andrea Carter.
TMP tries to get the ball in. Foul called on Jessa Perry. That's going to put Steckline on the line shooting two.
Foul is charged to number 21, Jessa Perry. That's her third personal foul.
Megan tries to go in the game. She's not waved in yet.
So
Steckline misses a first of two.
Do it again.
Minneapolis needs a miss here, and they need a rebound and get down the floor in a hurry. Second attempt's off. Mallory controls the glass. Lindsey Perry's bringing it up for the Lions. We're going to get a timeout. 8.3 seconds to go. 8.3 seconds to go in the contest. Minneapolis needs a 3 to put it in overtime.
We throw up a 3 that'll go.
Well, over at Ellsworth a week or so, 2 weeks ago, Lindsey Perry hit a nice 3 in the corner to put the game into overtime for the Lady Lions.
That's true. Yep. And they might not be suspecting that out of her. So.
Missed the three-point shooting of Stephanie today. She's out with that tweaked ankle that she did tweak Thursday night. It'd be nice to have Stephanie in the lineup because she can hit the 3 also. 8.3, not a lot of time to work with, but there is time to get a good look at a shot.
Maybe one sharp pass, shoot it.
Lindsay's going to trigger it in for the ladies. Fisher with the ball, way too much time. Perry with the ball out front. She throws up a 3. It's long. Minneapolis falls to the Lady Monarchs of TMP, 41-38.
Excellent effort. Excellent effort.
Much improved on the offensive end today for the Lady Lions.
You'll be winning some games down the lane of the league.
Over Lady Lions, Minneapolis 38.
Scoring review here by Big Bluff. Looking at Georgia's game, the girls really put on a much better display of basketball than they have all year.
Third place finish in this year's version of the 20th annual Women's Mid-Season
That's promise of better things to come.
And I think it will be. They showed a lot of intensity today, something that's been lacking as of late. So give you a rundown of the scores for the Lady Lions. Brooke Eckert with 2, Lindsey Perry with 9, Brooke Fisher with 6, and Brooke managed to finish the game without fouling out. She had a good aggressive game on the defensive end. Alyssa George also with 4 fouls, and she was able to stay in till the end. She ended up with 8 points, and Mallory Goeth led all scorers with 13. So that rounds out scoring for the Lady Lions. Once again, they fall to the Lady Monarchs of TMP, 41-38.
I think we're going to have to yield to the step band no matter what we're going to do.
Yeah, because it's pretty loud in here. Minneapolis Knicks action will be Tuesday night at Russell. Is that right, Dale?
That's correct. Boys and girls go to Russell next week. And they'll be home, boys anyway, the first time in a month next Friday.
Yeah.
Girls too. I can't remember who comes in.
It's been a while. So until Tuesday night, I'm going to sign off. And thanks for operating the camera for us, Dale. And
Thanks, Dick. Dale Leeds, the Big Go signing off for the Invtl Linebackers here on Channel 37 NCTV. Galaxy Cablevision. See you later, folks.
The championship game, of course, this afternoon features the
0.2 seconds left to go in the game. First one's up and in. Puts it back to a 7-point Hoisington lead. Steph spots for the three.
Well, we haven't hit one all day, so.
And that'll be the ball game.
30-23, Minneapolis with it was a hard-fought game. Lady Lions put 23 points up on the board. Hoisington holds us off at the end and makes a couple free throws to make it a 7-point victory for Hoisington.
And that's the ball game. The Lady Cards 30.
Next game is
Tuesday night at Rock Creek.
Tuesday night at Rock Creek.
Yes.
Where in the world is Rock Creek?
St. George.
It is way out in the middle of BFE. No, it's just
East or west?
a little east and a little north of Manhattan.
Do you go down 24 then?
Yeah, the best, what I've been told, the best way to go would be 24 east, and there'll be a sign that tells you which, I mean, Rock Creek, and you'll go a few miles
Where is it from?
north.
County.
That I'm not sure.
Probably go left. Looks like we've got some stats there, Vic, if you'd like to. Thanks, Mike.
Stats were kept by Mr. Mike Weedle for us, so we'll bring you up to date on what the girls had today.
These would be official.
Yeah, these are official stats.
Good afternoon and drive safely.
I'm going to have to take a look at numbers here because no names with them. Alyssa George had 5 points this afternoon. Stephanie Alderson with a 3. Mallory with 11. Brooke Pichel with 2. And Anna White with 2.
Mallory not putting any pressure on that foot as she goes to the locker room. Could be a big blow to this girls basketball team. If she's not able to play, they'll have to look down the JV way for a post.
Yeah, because they'll need somebody in the middle.
And I wouldn't be afraid to bring up either one of those two Scholar girls that are playing JV. They had an excellent game today, and I'm sure they'd do well up here. But the way Mallory was coming around with those offensive boards and putbacks, she had a very good game for the Lady Lions here today. We're short on the end of the score. This is your sports station here in Minneapolis, Channel 37, and we'll see you on Tuesday night, right, Dale? Not you.
You will.
Thanks for watching.